So, a bit of an early start this morning to come out to Belaley and start doing some summer spraying out here. There's, well, the crop's failed out here, so there's just nothing to stop summer weeds really coming through at the moment, and there's plenty of them, so we're just getting a jump start on them. But I'd like to hang around and do another tankful, but I'm just not going to have time this morning. We've shifted over. That last rainfall event that came through, we missed out on, but it just was so damp and cool and sort of moist that the wheat is too high in moisture at Luke's. So we swapped over and we went down to my canola last night and gave that a try, and I think that's going to go. So I'm going to have to get out the sprayer and go back and get organised to start harvesting some canola. So I just threw a bit of water in this thing, and yeah, we'll park it in the shed here and come back to it in a couple of days. It's supposed to be really hot tomorrow, so definitely won't be doing any summer spraying then. And then we've got rain on the forecast Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, I can't remember. But we've missed out on the last two, so hopefully that trend continues and we can just get this harvest done. Actually, before I do that gate up there I was going to do up, this is the wheat that we planted out here, so this is how it ended out. Now there's probably been a few sheep through here, but it wouldn't have been much better than this anyway, so pretty pathetic. Absolute crop failure. 140 hectares of wheat roughly and 100 hectares of barley. Just gone. That was the season. Here's my ride. Good morning, gang. Thanks for the ride. Nothing. That's a very cold welcome.
Leave the spray there, Dad.
Leave the spray here because I got to come back and do more spraying. Yeah. So Luke's just running the chaser bin down here now. He's just bringing it on his tractor down from his block where his wheat is, but it's literally, his block's just back here on that hill, behind that hill, not very far away. So I don't think we're really going to need the chaser bin in here as such, but there is two pieces to this paddock. There's 14 or 15 hectares on one side and about 25 on the other. So we've got the bin down on the bigger piece, which is fine. Like, it's going to take me a while to reap 7 odd tonne, so 6-7 tonne of the stuff, so I'll just be able to go back to the bin and drop it. But over this side it's a bit annoying because you got to go all the way around the creek around to the flat, so we'll just dump the chaser bin out here, I think, and yeah, that way whatever comes off here I can throw it in the chaser bin and it'll just make my life a little bit easier. I think he's going to cart some beans of his today, and Dad's actually shifting sheep back from Warrabra today. He's got a truck out there helping him do that, so I'll just chip away at this on my lonesome. But you know, it's there's not, like I said, there's not a whole heap there, so we'll get through it, and then hopefully the Savo, the moisture in his wheat's low enough, and if everything holds together, we'll get that done and we'll get back to his wheat. So I'll just need to go home and grab the fuel trailer, and I really need to put some fuel in this ute because it is pretty much below empty right now. Maybe a blower for when I'm finished that canola so we can shift back up to the wheat. So we'll go do that, and I think after that we'll get rolling. Just a quick pit stop through town to restore my caffeine supplies. It might have been cool and damp for a few days, but I tell you, that does not mean the work has stopped. I think I did probably about 14 or 15 hours of work yesterday, mainly spraying summer weeds and ryegrass, late season ryegrass and stuff like that. So, and then once I finished spraying, I organised the spray to go out to Belaley and excuse me, then we tried the canola in the evening. So yeah, it was just a massive day yesterday. It's been relentless. It's one thing just trying to get through harvest, but it's another thing yeah, having all these weeds and stuff that are going to cause us issues. So yeah, we're being pretty proactive at the moment. Here is our sample. So my concern in here is there's a little bit of green seed, which I don't know if you guys can really see it on the camera or not. Just with the green pods that have come back on here, there's a lot of green seed that isn't fully developed yet. I don't know whether it'll just shrivel up in the sample here as it sits in the bin. I think that's what we're sort of hoping it might do, because if you grab that seed there now, that is soft, and and squishable, and it's sort of nothing. So it's kind of a handy enough canola crop. I really want to get it harvested. Just copped it. So I do have the 2 ratchet straps across the top here, just because we don't have the top cross auger and we're direct heading this canola. We don't seem to really need it this year because the crop's so light, it's going in alright. It's just every now and then the sprayer wheel marks or the reel just upsets the flow a bit, and because the crop's so varied with height, sometimes you need the reel up really high, sometimes you need it low, and it's just a constant battle. But anyway, we'll get through it. Hey, so that really concerns me, that load that was sitting in there overnight. The stuff stuck to the screen here, it's all hanging up the back there. I'm a little bit worried about this. If it's sticking like that in there, then the moisture is possibly too high, honestly. But the ripe stuff is ripe, there's no doubt about it. It's just the green coming in with it that's causing the problems, and the stems are green, and this is just a bit of a mess at the moment. But I know up on the side of the hill it is really ripe, there's no trouble up there, so I'm going to finish cutting in down here. Dad's going to come get a sample, take it to the silo, see what they say about it, and then I'll just go up on the side of the hill. I'll take that stuff up there. I know it's beautiful and dry, it just hasn't got much reshooting on it, because it just, I don't know, it's good dirt up there and it just grew a pretty decent stand of canola. So that's going to be the game plan, I think. But I've just got a feeling we're going to we're going to run into trouble down here. Those duck's feet are probably more of a hindrance in here than a help, but I don't know, guys, I cannot keep the green crap out of the grain tank. I have got things closed down so tight. In fact, I've got the bottom sieve on 0. I don't know, I think we might have to leave this flat here and come back to it another day. I've got my top sieve closed right down, I don't want to close it anymore. The problem is with the green stuff is it's so heavy, so naturally it's just going to fall through. Now I've hopped out and I've had a look at the sieves, and yes, the bottom sieve, it can't close anymore, and I was told by another farmer locally with one of these machines that they harvested their canola with it on 0. I mean, the canola seed's so tiny, like it'll fall through anything, so I don't think there's any trouble having it on 0. And I've had a look around behind the back of the machine, and I think it looks pretty good behind the machine. I think it looks better than a better job than what I was doing last year. So anyway, it's just this regrowth in here is just a killer, and I guess it's a lesson learned for next year. Maybe didn't want to fork out for windrowing, but at least when you windrow it, it brings the whole crop in evenly. You know, it cuts it off, it kills it. There's nothing, you know, it can't grow back. And I just thought it had been so dry and that this year that we'd have no trouble. Well, big learning curve, learning experience, always learning something new in farming, that's for sure. I don't know, let's get out here and have a look and see what we can see. Yeah, there's a bit of seed here, but we were doing a worse job than that last year, I reckon. See how much seed we're losing at the front here. So yeah, there's the odd ones on the ground. There's a bit. Nah, I think I'm done in here, guys. I know up on the hill there it will go. It was way better up there, so I think we'll pull out of here, go up there, reap the best of that, and I think we're just going to have to call it. Personal opinion, it's not looking too good in there, but we'll take a sample out that Dad can take to the silo, and we'll go reap the better part of the paddock. Absolutely had enough of those kangaroos hopping around in this canola crop. They have been out here for a long time. There's a number of them. They just, every time you see them hopping through, you know they're just smashing pods off. Well, I've given Dad a couple of moisturies. He's going to go over to Gladstone with those now, and we're just going to see what we're looking at. So a lot less green grain up here, like hardly any compared to down there, but it's just, there's still just green stem and stuff coming in, and the odd green bit of pod. And anyway, we'll see what he comes back with. I'll just keep chewing away at this good stuff on the top of the hill here for now, and hopefully within half an hour, well 45 minutes or so, maybe we might have an answer. Depends how busy they are over at the silo, but given the way the season's gone, I'm guessing they're not going to be too busy. Absolutely handy enough crop up here. Unreal for the season, honestly. I just got a warning saying my thrashing speed is low. Oh, there's bugs everywhere in here. Whew. Well, everything back here looks alright. Unless my piston's leaking off or something like that, I don't know. Oh, the bugs. Oh, horrendous. I think we've got a breakdown. That I can speed that up and it takes forever and ever to pick speed up. Well, I found the problem. I just had to, well, I haven't found the problem, but there's clearly a problem. Yeah. She is spewing oil from somewhere. Nice. Nice! So I just had a chat with the dealer, and yeah, they said that that piston there's a seal on the backside of it that's probably let go, and it's pushing oil out past the grease seal in the sheaves, and then it's running out down past the belt. So they're having a look now to see whether they've got a piston or what the go is there with that. They said you can reseal them, but they don't have a very high success rate, and I don't really fancy resealing that and having it go again. So I think we'll try and get a new piston for it. We'll see what parts are available and go from there. But anyway, I assume it should be a fairly common part, so hopefully, I have heard of them going before, so hopefully there's something nearby. Otherwise, if there's not, we'll be down for 3 days, because that's just how it rolls here. Something will have to come from Melbourne, and it will take 3 days to get here. But I might go for a walk and grab my ute, I think, and we're going to probably need a few tools and that here, and some parts. Alright, update guys. Where am I pointing that thing? They've got a piston for that over at Crystal Brook. Dad's over at Gladstone at the moment, getting a moisture sample done on that canola, so he'll just scoot over to Crystal Brook because he's already halfway there and pick up all those parts. So we should have everything we need here today to do that. Now, as suspected, the canola down on the flat was 9 or 9 point something. It's too high. The moisture's too high. Too much green seed in it. They didn't say anything about the green seed in it, but they didn't like the moisture. So we're going to have to leave that. The moisture on the side of the hill here was fine. That was about 6%. So that was fine, which is good. So I think if we can get this thing going, we're just going to buzz the top of this paddock off here. And then we're just going to have to quit for now. We'll get back over to Luke's wheat. There's just nothing you can do. There's too much green seed in it. Too much reshot stuff that's potted again. So yeah, first things first though. We got to get this thing rolling. Well, I've loaded up with about everything I can think of, and then you know what that means. I will have forgotten something, but Dad's about to drive down the driveway now. He's come back from Crystal Brook, so he'll have my parts. We'll get around there and get cracking on getting the repair done. Just that box in the back, is it, or? Is it? That'll be our piston. Oh, yeah.
The results are in there.
If I need, there's a big nut I got a tension. I don't know whether I'll get it on my own because it's going to want to try and spin that whole sheave. So I don't know if you're floating around at some point. I've got to ring you, yeah. I don't know when. So they did actually tell me at the dealer that they usually try and replace the grease seal back in here. But since we're broken down in the field and we kind of want to get going, that's quite a big job to get this sheave off. You have to pull this whole assembly off right back to the main engine gear case. So we're not going to do that. We're going to just whack a new piston in here and send it. Oi, you messy bugger. Whole lot of oil where it shouldn't be. There we go, that's it. Gotcha. Got a feeling that piston has been resealed before because there was like witness marks on here where I was tapping it to try and get it off. So we're just going to put this piston in and we're going to hope that that back grease seal is alright. We'll fill it with grease again and we'll see how it goes. Bloody glorious spot for a breakdown. What a day as well. It is just gorgeous out here. 31 degrees, just a light breeze. Oh dear. Terrible office. Only thing that would be better is if it broke down in the workshop. Jeez, it's a rough casting in there. Got some new O-rings in there. Oi. There's our new piston. New washer. New nut. Before I tension that up, I might clean my sheaves off a little bit. Try and get some of the oil and whatnot out of there. Now for the fun part, I've got to get 210 Newton meters on this or something, 150 foot-pound. How am I going to do that? Hang around and find out. Come on. Come on. It'd be nice if there was somewhere good to stand, wouldn't it? Ah, my arm's cramping up. I'm a little bit worried putting that much force on the head of one of those little nuts, or bolts I should say. Where else can I grab this thing from? This thing just keeps doing up, man. This is annoying me now. Ah, there we go. Gotcha! Gotcha! Woo! Here's my special service tool and tension wrench. Gave us a new union fitting there, so that's good. Probably about $1,500 worth of parts here, so we've managed to rack up 2.5 grand's worth of breakdowns in the last 2 days of harvesting, not even, so that's good. But breakdowns are expected, and really that's not that much compared to what it could be. It could be much, much worse. I think we're pretty well back together. I just got to have a solid clean up here and we'll top some oil up and see how it's looking. Well, I've fit it, I've greased it, had to put an ungodly amount of grease in there, and it's forcing a little bit more oil out of the back end of that sheave, so I don't know how this is going to go. This is going to make a mess surely when I run this for a while, but I'm just hoping that a bit of dust and stuff sticks to things and just, yeah, sort of dries up that oil a little bit. That's all I can really do, apart from pulling this whole assembly off and taking that outer sheave all the way off. That looks like a big job. I don't really want to do that right now. We'll kick it in the guts and see what it does. I don't think she looks happy. I bet you that belt's slipping. Well, I have wound that sheave in. I bet you the belt's slipping like crazy at the moment. Well, I was speaking with Luke, and I think we've pretty much decided that I'm just gonna run this thing back home now. Try and pressure wash all this off, because that belt is just so slimy. The sheaves are slippery. I think I just got to get in there with the pressure washer, nice hot soapy water. See if I can't improve it somehow, because yeah, like I can sit here and maybe brake clean it and that a bit, but I don't know if I'll make any difference or not. And I thought I should take this thing home when it first broke down. I thought, no, it's not that hard a job. We'll be able to do it out here. But anyway, I should have just taken it home because we're 10 minutes from home. But another lesson learned. I thought about brake cleaning it, but honestly I would have been there forever. Trying to roll the belt over, squirt a bit of brake clean on, wipe it off. Anyway, this is messy, but hopefully it does a good job. What a day, ladies and gentlemen, what a day. Let's go back and finish off that hillside. Now we can call it a day. I gave her 5 or 10 minutes to dry off, went and said goodnight to the kids because they were just going to bed, so good timing. Look at that, we're going to be going back to do some harvesting and it's still sunny. I kind of forgot that was in there and drove the machine all the way back home. I probably should have dumped that first, but anyway. I am just taking it very, very slowly, keeping an eye on my rotor speed, making sure that belt is doing its job since I've washed it. So far it looks good. So anyway, we'll get out and we'll have a look after we've done a pass or two and just make sure everything looks good back there as well. That's just the straw chopper making that noise if you're concerned about it. As it slows down, the knives all stop swinging around and they all relax, make that noise. Anyway, that's good. Let's keep powering on and get this done. So, rain update. I was thinking it was going to rain... Oh, hang on, no, we have got all day tomorrow. That's excellent. Hopefully we'll get Luke's wheat done. Sorry, just got to slow down a bit here. I'm going a bit too fast. They're talking Friday 0 to 8 and then Saturday 0 to 3. So the last 3 systems that have come through, we have been very lucky. They just have been 0-2s and we've kind of fairly well missed out on them. So we'll see if that holds true for this one, but it's just enough to be pesky. Just damp, sort of moist days, not really any recordable rain here for us, but just enough to keep us out of the paddock and keep things dragging on longer than we'd like. So despite feeling like I copped a prickly cactus with that breakdown today, it was weirdly satisfying looking at that back there then all running with that new piston in it. It was, yeah, I was like, yeah, I fixed that. Oh, good. That sun is in a horrible position at the moment. It's shining straight into my eyes. I'm sure the sunset will look lovely, but it's not helping me in here at the minute. It's getting full, not much to go. No, we're looking good still. She's purring like a kitten again. Well, that is part of the canola conundrum taken care of. Well, time to get this thing cleaned up and ready to go back and do some wheat tomorrow. Alrighty folks, I'm going to finish filling with fuel. I'm going to get the front off and then I'm going to call it a night, head home, try and get a decent sleep in, and yeah, we'll be back into it first thing tomorrow morning because it's going to be 38 degrees, so good harvesting weather tomorrow. 80 hectares of wheat left at Luke's, then all of our wheat's done, all of our beans are done. Unfortunately can't get the canola done and we're both greened out on barley. I'm completely greened out now. We've got nothing here to harvest until some of this other stuff comes in. So anyway, we'll see how it all progresses, but thank you very much for watching. If you want to support the channel, you know what to do. If not, all good. You guys have yourselves a good one. Till next time, see ya.